Somewhere between judgment and justice, between the gavel and the grave, a man opened a box of law books and lit a fire that would never go out. This is You and the Law, born inside a prison law library built from pain, purpose, and winning cases, cases that should have won but did not. It's not a course, it's not a podcast, it's a reckoning. It's for the overlooked, the overcharged, the underestimated, and the time-slammed warriors who know there's only one way out. Understand the system, then beat it. Today, we introduce the man who flipped his sentence into a syllabus, a student of the game, a tactician of the courtroom, Jermaine L. Levy. We're also joined by the men who carry this movement with him. Attorney William B. Norman, the legal hammer who saw the blueprint and added the bricks, and Royce Johnson, J.D., new to the bar, but old to the mission. Jermaine, take us to the start. It's 1999. You're looking at a federal tax charge, drug charges, and a co-defendant's assault, then a RICO indictment from the state, and an escaped attempt on top. They buried you in time. You get to Lewisburg, max security. Most people fold. You didn't. You asked for law books. Why?
Well, thank you. I wanted to go home. I'm a father. I was a businessman. I just got stripped of my power. I was losing everything fast, and I started learning law a little bit while I was in the county, and that lit a fire in me. And the way that happened, one of my friends, Roland Smith, had reached me in the county. He was like, yo, you need anything, no budget, what you need? I was like, actually, I'm cool. I need these law books. I seen they cost like a little over $1,000. He was like, I got you. Within like a week, them law books came in the mail. And it just let me know that I had a lot to learn. You know, I was smart, but I didn't understand procedure and the system. And I really seen it was designed if you got the right intelligence to have a chance. So that's how it began.
Okay. You walk into Lewisburg, Ohio guys meet you. They're ready to plug you in, give you safety, respect, power, the whole setup. But you shocked the room. What'd you say?
I actually told them when I got to Lewisburg, because when you get to federal prison, it's like a gang. So you're with Ohio, whether you know it or not. So everything's segregated. You only eat in certain places. Y'all only sit at certain picnic tables. It's really, and it's just, the staff got it designed like that. They won't even put you in a cell unless with somebody from Ohio because they don't want no stabbings going on. So when I got there, I met the guys. They said, where you from? I said, I'm from Ohio. So they took me, said, them your homies right there. I went over there. I told them my name. They said, yo, we was waiting on you because my case was kind of big. I've been on the news like 40 times, had a lot of newspaper articles. My case was kind of hot in the 90s. And because it was like only the fourth RICO in Ohio ever prosecuted. So they said, we were waiting on you. We knew you were coming. And they welcomed me. They gave me clothes, tennis shoes, food bags, because I was kind of respected. And they were actually back there bagging up a couple ounces of weed, and that's big in prison. 2 ounces of weed is kind of heavy. So they was like, you want some? It's like, no, man, actually, I said, I really want to fight my case. Anybody know law? And they pointed to our homeboy named Scoob, and he was fighting this case. He had life. And the guy who welcomed me was Pete. He had life too, and he was fighting this case. Like, yo, Scoob, take me to the law library. So I passed. I said, man, I want to learn law. And they was like, okay. And they took me to the law library, and in the law library, I met this guy named Jughead. He was a lifer who actually paid him to do my case, and I paid him to do my case to make sure I put some money in his pocket because I understand people, but I said, really teach me. So he took me on as a student, and he honored that too, and it was just the beginning of a beautiful relationship. So I would like to, Scoob, if you hear about this, I thank you. Pete too. And that was the beginning of the rest of my life.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that. The law library changed your life, and in it you met Scoob and Jughead. Can you tell me about them?
Yeah, like I said, Jughead was a no-nonsense lifer, big He-Man type guy, peaceful, respectful, no nonsense. And he was about fighting cases. And I used to go to the library every day, breakfast, lunch, dinner. I even went to the hole 3 times because I didn't know in prison you had to work. I kept going to law library, and then one day the case manager, they kept calling me for missing work, and the case manager was like, "What are you doing, Levy?" I was like, "Man, I got to fight my case." He was like, "I got a prison to run. What if everybody said that?" And I knew then that the system was designed to house, and I wasn't going for that. And I went to the hole again, and from there they decided to give me a job, not having a job, and I just started fighting from there. We're not here to work for you. I'm here to get my life together and learn how to get back home to my daughter. I had a daughter who was my best friend, and I went at home, and I tried to escape. Got 3 more years for that. I was wrong. I was young. You're 27 years old. They give you 20 years, man. You don't see no tomorrow. And I learned, though, what God got for you, It wasn't meant for me to be home at that time. And right now, life is beautiful, and I'm thankful. My daughter, they love me to death. And that same baby who gave me that fire, I never quit. For 25 years, I took care of myself great in prison by doing law, and I kept touching my babies, and I was a father in prison. It's unfortunate, but life don't stop until you're dead. And I meant it, and that's what I did with mine.
There's a shift in your story that we have to spotlight. At some point, this stops being your own sentence. You're not just fighting for yourself anymore. You're helping other guys draft arguments, building case law binders, winning freedom for people who couldn't spell, ineffective assistance of counsel. What changed?
Yeah, okay. When I started learning, it go back to my real story. When I was young, I was actually a square. I was a nerd. I was beautiful. I won all the spelling bees. Teachers loved me. I tried to be cool and jumped off the porch and actually threw my life away. But by me being raised pretty well and being a square, I did good business, so I happened to make it in the direction I went, which was drugs, but I actually lost everything through that. I started off hustling like all of us. I'm sure a lot of men can watch this relate. I sold drugs to take care of my family better. Then I ended up catching all day and couldn't take care of my family. So I learned that when I got to jail, like, wow, I did all this to take care of my family, and I can't take care of my family. So that's why I kept positive and kept towards the law. And then I started teaching, because I taught law in prison for 18 years, but one day one of my guys who I helped him with this case, I did it for free, just helping him, making him come to the library and help me. He walked up to me crying. And he was like, "Man, we won." And he just hugged me. And it was like, shit. It was like I learned that I couldn't get back to my kids, but the joy of helping another man go home, it just became awesome. Then as I got better and better, people started coming to me. But I said, listen, y'all ain't gonna be dragging me these transcripts. I'm gonna teach a class. I'm gonna separate the men for the boys. And that's how You and the Law was born. I started teaching law, and we started getting successes in them classes. And then I started seeing the sad realities, which is why I actually did this series to try and reach everybody I can, because even though something beautiful might be available, some men might not take advantage of, but you never know which men want it. So I made it available to everybody. So this is that small project I did in mass. And if people apply themselves under my leadership, a lot of people gonna win. But I really need serious students. And it was just like I learned it was bigger than me when I started winning people cases, because there's nothing like another case. I was in the lunchroom, and the warden them came surrounded me. I'm eating lunch with my guys. And he said, "Jermaine, I want to thank you." And he was like, "This lady just called our office crying. Her son won." And it was just like those little bitty moments. It was like, 'cause they knew I did law, and they knew I was no nonsense and stayed out the way. But when they come surround you, it's usually trouble. But he just really said, "Man, I want to thank you, man. I've never had that happen in my life." He's like, this guy, and he had like 30 years. I got him down to like 50 months. So his mom was just ecstatic. And they were poor. And it was like they couldn't afford a lawyer or anything. But because his mom was so kind, I wanted to help her son. Even the lawyers gave up on him, I did his case, even when he transferred, and I won the United States Supreme Court. That's rare.
Yeah.
I won that man's case in the United States Supreme Court. Had no idea he had won. I just put it in out of honor for his mother, because I believe she deserved a chance. And when the warden came to my table, they gave me the red carpet after that, because they loved my class. They gave me a la carte, anything I want to do. They saw it was no nonsense. So this movement began and had traction a long time ago, but I never knew it would turn into this. I never knew when I'd be free. I had all day, but I never gave up, and God got for you what he got for you, and I really just tried my best, and I'm thankful, and I'm here to share and teach. This is an educational initiative, and I'm all in with it. Please take it seriously. I'm all in with it.
Yeah. You once said, there's no perfect crime, there's no perfect trial. That line shook me. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, that's when I say in my book, the cover of my book say, don't learn law for the first time sitting in front of a judge. That's what we all do. We learn law in court getting sentenced. It's just not, it wasn't meant to be like that, but we really do. We learn law going through trials and pleas and all this. Now, when I say there's no perfect crime, there's no perfect trial, everybody always heard the whole saying there's no perfect crime. They can find something. Well, if you really study, there's no perfect trial either, because they're humans. The prosecutors are human. Your defense lawyers are human. The judge is human. The jurors are humans. Mistakes are going to happen. People got PTA meetings on their mind. They got daycare problems on their mind. Mm-hmm. Everything in this courtroom ain't going to run perfect. The system is not perfect. And I believe we got to start learning to fight for ourselves. When I say that, education, knowledge is power, the use of knowledge is powerful. That statement will never have more placement than within the context of law, as it suppresses and oppresses us. I'm not the one to blame any outside source. I do understand institutional racism, but this ain't about that. This is about the man in the mirror. My movement is about the man in the mirror. When are you going to wake up and be the best you? I'm here to help you 100% because I am you. And that's where I'm at with that. That's why I say when there's no perfect crime, there's no perfect trial, because the cases we win prove that. They weren't good people. I ain't going to say they weren't good people. They weren't lucky guys deserve to get out. They fought their way out.
Yeah. What's the heartbeat of this course? If you had to tell someone behind the wall, someone with no law degree, no laptop, no hope, what's this for them?
It's ground zero going all the way up. This course was designed with 25 years. Everything I taught in my law course, and every day I ever went to the law library, every skill I ever learned about law is in this course. And I got the weekly newsletter to give you dissection of winning cases too, but it's like the heartbeat of this course is self-application. It's about the right guidance and the right leadership. So instead of talking about it, I'm being about it. I'm jumping into the fight. This podcast is a volunteer movement. It's not government funded. I fund this out of my own pocket, and I'm not wealthy. I just love you. You don't understand that at this point, but to me, coming from where I come from with all the RICO indictments, all the major drug, this, that, I lost all of that. It's not about legend no more with me. It's about legacy. And this could be my grandson needs some help one day when I'm gone. So I'm pretty serious about this movement, and I love it. And it's needed. There's no more oppressive elephant in the room in our community in law. People be like, it's like you can have child custody court problems. You can have criminal problems. If your mother's a great person and died, most people don't know if she died, and you don't got $6,500 for a probate lawyer. But if you take my course, you'll know how to do the application yourself. But if you don't, her property going to the Cleveland Land Bank. Mm-hmm. Law is so big in our community, we don't realize it till we're an absolute victim depressed. Yeah. We don't have to be that. It's so, just arm yourself. It's like the movement of you in the law is like throwing an exercise class in a diabetes hospital. It's so needed, but never been there. I did 25 years. I've never seen nothing like this. And I have it in 5 different languages. It's in Spanish and everything.
That's good. And now the Blueprint has a voice, a crew. We'll bring in Will Norman next, an attorney who saw the fire in Jermaine and threw gasoline on it. Then Royce Johnson, JD, young, hungry, fresh out of law school, and already on the front lines. But before we do, Jermaine, what would you say to the guy still sitting in county jail right now, waiting?
Now, you don't like your position, but you're in the best position in the world if you are criminally charged. Pre-trial, you got all the time in the world to learn. You in that cell 23 hours a day. You're going to count bricks cry on the phone, or you gonna make a change in your life for the better for the future. I would say take the course. I would say please, no matter your budget, and please don't say I got a lawyer for that, because jump in the fight and help. This is so important in your life. Don't say, well, I got a lawyer for that. The law course can only make you a better client because you can finally ask meaningful questions. So this course is for everybody, from those who can afford a lawyer to those who can afford 5 lawyers, because I've had some of the best clients in the world, and money don't make a difference if you get the wrong lawyers. But if you get educated, money is just a blessing or it's not. And that's the truth.
Mm-hmm. What were we saying? I hate being
okay. So I want to add something. Miss Melissa just told me she's floored and happy, like she never knew this could apply to her, but she could see how it is. I just pointed to her and I said, you got 2 sons. This is what I want y'all to know. These are the things that can really shape you and make you understand and get you moving. Did you know that they build prisons according to the 3rd grade test scores? Based on those test scores, they know how many beds they're going to need in the next 20 years. That is a travesty. Most people don't know that. They build prisons according to the 3rd grade test scores. And like I was telling Miss Melissa, our host, you have sons. This is generational. Your sons aren't exempt. They can make a bad decision, but if you know the law, you can appreciate the law, you can respect the law, you can actually make a career out of it. Me, as a young man from the inner city, I've never met a black lawyer when I was. And here's why my partner, Will Norman, the guy you met, the white guy, he said he tired of meeting blacks at the defense table. And that's why another component of this movement, we're right now we're in a detention home and we're training kids in law and we're giving them all jobs, because I got judges and stuff that want to give them jobs, sweeping and stuff, because you change their environment. The reason me and Will is so cool is because he got to know me as a human. Like in the office where I work, I actually got a judge's office whose office I got right now. It just happened by happenstance. When he came in and he was talking to me, I just was quiet, talking to me. Oh, congratulations. I heard great about you, blah, blah, blah. And I said, did you know I was an ex-offender? And he got up and shook my hand. He'd have never thought that. But I'm just letting you know, anything's possible. Law affects our community, and it can actually change your whole directional. How would that judge have ever thought that a black guy was going to get out of jail and take his office and turn it into a business? So I'm just saying, pay attention for all the reasons, all the selfish reasons, because it's designed to help yourself.
Hey, somebody might need this out there today, man. Look, we all go through some things. Some messed up situation that had you down and out. You need a little bit of inspiration. Holding on to faith, but losing patience and sick of waiting for your breakthrough to come, cause it ain't came, so you irritated. But get what? You just hold on, be strong, and go on and keep your head up. Oh, don't be lagging, don't be dragging, pick your legs up. And keep on moving, cause you got it. Only way that you gon' lose is if you stop it. Amen. You really gon' give up on life cause you got pain on you. You think you need an umbrella every time it rain on you? Like you can't handle that little water and you can't weather that storm. See, everybody got a purpose. From the day they were born, you gotta pick up the pieces. You can't be stressing, it's a blessing inside of every lesson if you detect it. And God gave me a gift to give you the message, and you gon' receive it long as you listen and let me tell it. Don't lose focus and don't go for whatever. You gotta prepare to fight and go toe to toe with the devil. You gotta know how to stay high at the lowest of levels. And you might be down at the moment, but you know it get better. Hey, I know a woman who was down on life and giving up. Whether she live or die, she really didn't give a fuck. But all she needed was somebody to lift her spirits up and say I love you, cause she never really heard much. One day we talked, she said she contemplating suicide. Shit was so serious to the point she need be supervised. I paint a different picture for it and made her scrutinize and realize the resources she could utilize. Don't let the moment get the best of your homie. Don't let it get you out of whack and make a mess of your homie. Hey, give it your all and nothing less of your homie. And I'm only telling you cause I want what's best for your homie. Hey, you better believe it ain't gonna come to you easy, but as long as you put in work, it's gonna be worth the achievement. Cause what he got for you, we got for you. Can't nobody take that away, so by having faith to do a lot for you. And quitting something is one of the easiest things you can do. But don't be selfish if it ain't only affecting you. And what don't kill you make you stronger, even if it hurts you. Just keep in mind it's always somebody that got it worse. Really, I'm just saying all of that to say this here. Whenever you feel like you down, then you just play this here. And just make sure that you take heed to everything you hear. One thing about life, the devil always try to interfere. Just keep your head up. Hey.